Okay, so this practical, what we're going to be doing is revising a number of things. We're going to do a bit of field validation. We're going to look at style sheets again. This time we're going to be looking a bit about classes rather than actually styling tags. We're going to be looking using the response redirect method as a way of kind of navigating from one page to another. We're going to see some radio buttons like the type we've got here. Okay, and moreover, we're going to be using the page load routine, which is one of the most important in ASP, which is something you can call at the very beginning. As soon as you bring up a page in ASP, you can actually use this function, which can then set various aspects of the page. Okay, so quite a lot to cover in this practical. Essentially what is going to happen is we're going to create a page where the user can click on red, green or blue, press submit, and it will take you to the page which you've specified. Okay, so but before we get to that chooser page, let's create the red, green and blue pages first of all, which we'll see. There's the red page. This is red.aspx, current date and time is, followed by a numerical representation of the date. There's the green one, followed by today is Wednesday, and there is the blue.aspx, followed by the year is. So we're just going to show you how we can manipulate the date time object to actually work out not only the days, the hours, the weeks, the minutes, the seconds, but also the day of the week, i.e. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and also the year. Okay, so let's first of all create our red, green and blue pages. Let's look at the red page first of all. We've got this large text. This is red.aspx, got some small text underneath. Now the way we create this red colored text is by creating a class in a style sheet, okay, called red, which we then apply to the h1 tag, which we will be using. So I'll show you how you do that. So first of all, let's create a new page. Okay, add new item. Okay, web form. Okay, and let's call it red.aspx. Now, as per usual, what it does, it'll create a page for you. Before we start work on this page, because we're going to be using the page load method, which is quite an important one, there's a lot of stuff which normally gets added at the top of an ASPX page, which is because most people typically write in code behind format when they're developing applications, and this is the stuff which connects the SPX page to the so-called code behind page. But what we want to do is get rid of a lot of this, because we're going to be putting the code inside the page rather than in the code behind. So let's kind of get rid of all that, so that all we get at the top is page language equals VB. Okay, that'll be enough for us. So let's go into the design window. Remember what we get first of all is this is red. Okay, and we need to kind of we need to look in the code actually of this, and so sorry, no, that's not what I meant. Okay, what we need to do is this is red, and we'd like it if possible that were inside an h1 tag. So let's go into the source and let's kind of enclose it in an h1 tag. There's h1, okay, and there's slash h1 is comes after it, and I'll just put that around this is red, okay, and then that's what it looks like. Okay, now underneath what we want is a little label to appear, which we're going to do by I much prefer using the toolbox rather than typing it in if I possibly can. So I find the label control and I drag it there. Okay, so there's my label, and now this label is given in the tutorial the name or the ID current date time. Okay, so current date time, and then text where I should have at the beginning is none at all, so we just remove the text. So then if we look at there, that's what we've got there. This is red current date time. Now the way this what we've used with style sheets in the past is we've been applying a style descriptor to an entire group of tags. What we're going to do now is apply it to a class which the tag can invoke, okay, which makes it a slightly different way of doing it. So let's do again. Let's create another style sheet. So on our style folder, let's click add new item, go down to a style sheet, and let's call this presentation.css. Okay, that will create another style sheet. Now this is typical, this kind of notation we've seen so far, which is you have your typical tag followed by some squiggly brackets in which you to say how that tag should appear. This time we're not going to specify how a tag should appear, but how a class of tags should appear. So here we put in something like this, dot red. So we're saying the tags who have the class of red, this is what they look like. So essentially what we're saying is just the text color is going to be red. So we go down and choose color, okay, and then just put colon red, semicolon. Okay, and there's, if you like, by doing that, what we've done is we've established, I'm going to save that, we've established the style whose name is red. Having done that, what we can then do is attach that to a tag, okay, as long as the ASPX file knows where the style sheet is. Where we can do that, first of all, we need to say where the style sheet is, so let's go into the head. What we can put here is a tag called link. Link rel equals style sheet, which means the relationship of this link to the page is one of a style sheet. And then we say href equals, and then we need to say where that style sheet exists. So let's say style / presentation.css. Okay. So having done that, we've got now our link tag that says that now knows where the style sheet is, and having got that, we can then actually then put into the h1 tag a class equals red. Okay, so that now is saying that using the red class from this style sheet, we can style the h1 tag. And as you see, it's already updating even in the editor. Okay, so we've got that. We've set it's red, and in the current date time, that is actually got set by a script in the page load. So let's go back into the source, and we need to create a kind of script area here. So let's open up script, run at. Okay, run at equals server. Okay, and then we've got our script area there, and now what we need to do is put in the page load command. Let's go and I'll just copy that simply from the tutorial here. So sub page load. Okay, I'll just copy and paste that from there into my my code, and there so it says current date time dot text equals current date and time is, and then it has this function here, date time, which is, if you like, an object, a built-in object in ASP, date time, and we get from that datetime object we get the value of it now, and having got the value of it now, we turn that into a string such that it can be displayed on other pages. So it'll be displayed on the page or inside the label. So let's click on the play button. Okay. That thing I did at the very beginning of getting rid of the extra stuff in the very top tag is very important, because if you don't, that script will not get triggered. The page load is a very important central part of ASP, and it gets triggered every time the page loads. Okay, so here it is. We've established that. So we've done that, the red page. Okay, so now we just need to do the same for the green and blue pages. So let's. I think the easiest way of doing that would be to copy and paste the whole lot, okay, and then just create some new pages and just paste that in. Okay, so there it is. So let's now create add a new page. Oh no, need to kind of stop it first before we do anything else. So let's stop the thing running, and let's say add new item, sort of like web form green.aspx. Okay. And we'll do exactly the same thing, add new item, okay, web form, and then we say blue.aspx. Okay, and having got those two now done, let's kind of go into blue.aspx and let's just copy and paste everything. Okay, so that's oh dear, it didn't work because I chose the wrong thing to copy. So if I go back into red.aspx, choose all the code, Control C, and then put it into blue.aspx, then that's copied all of red, and now I need to do exactly the same thing for green. So select it all and copy and paste. But now what we need to do secondly is to put some more classes in our style sheet. So we can say that the dot blue class will have the color :blue, and we can say that the .green class will have the color :green. Okay, so that's got our red, green and blue sorted out from our style sheet. Since we copied the page, the links between blue and green and the style sheet are already there, and now we just need to associate the kind of the first big heading. So I'm going to say, so I'm in blue now, this is blue, h1 class equals blue. Okay, and let's just check that that does appear blue. It does. And then we do the same with green. This is green, and we will make the class of the h1 tag green. Okay, so now if I show that, okay, it says this is green. Now if you remember, the green and blue have slightly different coding in their page loads. Okay, if we go back to the tutorial, the page load of the green page has it actually puts into a label called day of week. Okay, today is, and now it puts the day of the week. So let's copy that line, and we also need to change the name of the label, or change the ID of the label. So let me just remember that this is from the green page. So let's go to the green page. Let's click on the source. Let's change the line in page load to say day of week.text. Today is date time now day of week toString. Okay, but day of week has got a kind of blue line under it, meaning it doesn't like it. It doesn't like it because it doesn't exist. Remember, we called the label current date time in the other page. Now we need to make it change to day of week. Okay, and having done that, the day of week.text, oh, so still not, label ID was day of week. Has it day of week.text still doesn't like it, which is very strange. It shouldn't be still complaining, because that is the name of the field, day of week.text. Or I just think it maybe just needs some time to update. Let's just leave it like that. Okay, and let's see if that does actually work. So this is on the green page, and hopefully this will show the day of the week. Okay, today is Friday. Yes, today is indeed Friday, and so we've done that. Now we need to just do the blue one. Okay, so I'm going to go to back into the coding. Okay, and so we've done the red, we've done the green. Now we go to the blue. Click on that one, and click back into the source. Now in the blue one, if we go back into the tutorial, what's that going on there? Essentially, we have the current year, so we need to change the ID of the label to current year. So let's go to current, we're in the blue file, current year, and here we can say current year is, and there's date time. Okay, and then let's just go back into the practical. Current year is datetime.now.year. Okay, so that here, datetime.now.year. Okay, so now then, if we now close this down and play it again, what we should see is that the blue page should be giving us the year. No, it doesn't. There's an error. Okay, current date time .text. So I didn't change the name of the field. So let me just go back. Current date. So it's not current date time.text. It's current year.text. Okay, so let's stop it and restart it again. Okay, so if I press stop it, restart it again, what should happen is we see now the blue text with the current year is 2009. Okay, so summing up, we've created our 3 pages. We've used style sheets to style the h1 tags by using a different class each time. Okay, and we've displayed different aspects of the date and time. The next thing we need to do now is create a page which will, on choosing one of these pages in a list of in a radio button list, will actually navigate you to this page.